if I go from like at 100% to 90%, and then I'm fighting you, but then I'm still more skilled. Presumably, we can still be like relative physically. But then I can
that analogy is circular, by the way, because I don't agree it's the difference between something as insignificant as 95 to 90 or 100 to 95%. That's literally circular. That's literally an analogy which presupposes your belief. So it's not supportive of.
Wait, how does that presuppose? You said it's a lower mid-end difference.
Okay.
And then, wait, what do you think?
I think in the context of a
Wait,
battle
what am I
between two
using to
people,
justify itself here? I think that you're pretty confused.
the analogy. I just said the analogy, Isaachim.
Okay, what do you think that the analogy is meant to justify here? Because it's just meant to give you clarification, presumably, on my position. But then you believe that it's justification or an argument.
Okay.
But then clearly it's not a circular argument if I'm not giving you an argument.
Well, no, if it's just clarification, who cares? Go ahead.
Okay.
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done. Bro, wow, this nigga is like such a rat, bro. I don't even know.
I'm a rat.
Bro, no, you rat, but then your ratting is just like shit, bro. It's like, damn.
Is this just
yeah, guys? Let me call into question why. Wait, hold on. Let me call into question why it's the case that chains indicate a significant physical difference. Like why, like it being betrayed, its chains all over his fucking muscles.
This guy doesn't track and then accuses me of ratting. That's fantastic. Obviously, they're changed. It's significant. It's literally basically going to necessitate a loss, pretty much. Well, maybe that sounds like too strong of a claim, but you get the point there. It's a significantly contributing factor to a 1v1. I just don't know in the case of like literally a 10v1 battle where they're just constantly wailing on one guy. Like, do you have any idea how much weaker you become when like you're attacking people and there's like 10 people on you? Like, I really don't think in that context that if 10 people are jumping you at the same time synonymously, not synonymously, but at the same time, sorry, that you're literally just going to automatically get like a major advantage in battle if one of them goes from being high end relative to you to where like if this was a 1v1 you both could take off like multiple limbs of one another. Well, that sounds like extreme, but like we could take off a limb of one another, really make each other bleed, really make each other struggle to like mid end to where like I'm not losing a limb, but I'm still like losing like a good amount of blood, and I'm really like struggling in battle against you. Like I really don't think in that case where if like one of them goes from being like high end to mid end, that's gonna like actually make like a relevant difference in battle. I really don't think so. No, not at all. But you know, I guess you think that. You just got whatever weird ass intuition for whatever the fuck reason.
Wait. So you don't think if it goes from high end to mid end that would make a significant difference in a 1v1, but you think that it would in like a group fight? That's what you're saying?
Holy shit, I just said the opposite. Nice tracking there. Okay, let's just move on because you're not gonna track and I need to
That shit was not rhetorical.
beat you up real quick.
Wait, okay, so like I asked him a clarifying detail, like he says to move on, but then he still hasn't proved his argument, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, no, 100%, we can move on, like from like the claim that you didn't prove.
No, I said move on back to like what
since
we
you
were
want to do like
talking
this
about.
level, no, we can just move on in general, retard.
No, dumbass, I'm not gonna move on. What? You asked me to prove something.
Okay, wait, are you gonna prove your claim then? Retard. Yo, no, he realized that he didn't prove his claim, and then he immediately tried to backtrack on proving.
I specifically said let's move on back to the debate. Suicide, I didn't say let's move on past the point. You didn't track.
Yeah, definitely, bro. Okay, so are you gonna prove it? Or?
Yeah, you can check fucking the ears of everyone else here, but regardless, okay. So where were we at? Remind me.
Yo, I'm not helping you track. We can move on.
Okay, that's fine. Hold on.
Wait, no, you wanted to start this, bro. I don't know why.
I didn't start anything. What are you talking about?
No, you're like, I'm not gonna repeat because you don't want me to try. Let's talk
about the assumptions. Let's talk about the assumptions thing you said. By the way, you said that my thing is more assumptions. You didn't even talk about that, by the way, because you weren't tracking. Let's talk about the assumptions thing. So you think for whatever.
Yeah, I gave you reasoning for that. Then I'm not going to repeat.
Well, you didn't give me reasoning, so I'm just gonna give an argument just in case you actually did give reasoning. In case some unlikely possibility happens where I'm wrong about this.
Wait, how did I not give reasoning? Prove that.
Because words were not uttered from your mouth, which would literally apply.
They were. We can go back into recording. Do you want to?
There is
Or no,
no
there's no recording.
recording.
Never mind.
There is no recording. There is no
Or no,
recording.
there's no recording.
There is no
Like,
recording in here, idiot. I
surprised
literally
they didn't
started
record this.
recording in the middle of the convo because I realized we didn't have a recording. I don't even know if we caught that, but so we're talking about some shit. Grab the statement for me, by the way. I literally put that shit into question. Like, I want you to grab the fucking statement for me. Like, where's the statement?
Sure, I'll get it. So you gonna attack like the parsimony argument, or?
No, I just asked you to bring up a statement related to the parsimony claim for no reason.
I'm saying, do you have a contention besides me just sending it?
No, I'm just asking you to send it for no reason.
Wait, retard, that would be a reason. Like, fucking idiot.
Bro.
I caught that. I caught that. Don't worry. He's from his rhetoric.
Like Haram, there's levels, bro.
The spies, you're disgusting.
You pop estrogen pills.
You're black.
You popped estrogen pills because of Discord.
You get hate crimed IRL.
You started debating fictional characters and decided to turn trans because you're a retard. And still
Whenever you get
are a retard. I beat
whenever
you.
you get pulled.
I beat you when you first started debating and at your prom, which is
Whenever you get pulled over by the police, you start shaking.
they identify
You're
you
making the
as
whole
it.
fucking VC die because Isaachim can't find his fucking scans, bro.
Nigga, I'm looking for it, chill.
You're identified as it.
Slow as fuck in the brain, slow as fuck physically, bad at debating, like just all the
Gun to
bad
the back of
qualities,
your
bro.
head.
You terrible
Name
package.
one Haram feat.
Yo, gun to the back of your head. Get off that ABT card. I don't know.
Speed. I just beat
Bro,
that.
why
Nigga.
can't we all just be nice to each other?
Haram, you're such a loser. Why the fuck do I just keep hearing your mouse click?
Because I turned down my noise sensitivity so my mic is better. Sorry, let me just mute my mic.
Haram, you're such a bitch.
You're a moon cricket.
So not funny.
You're a jungle rabbit. Bro. Isaachim, hurry up. Isaachim, hurry up. Isaachim, hurry up.
She's not a.
Yeah, you can literally just wait, bro. Like,
How have you read this manga 10 times? You're still bad at
It's
it.
not
You can't find your
rhetorical. Shut up,
scans.
bitch.
Bro, Kimmy, what happened to you and Haram being friends? I thought you were buddies.
Oh, we're still friends. I'm just dick eating.
I ain't gonna lie. Anybody who's
Baby,
friends
get
with Haram,
serious.
I instantly think less of them.
You're the spies. If anyone's friends with you, bro, they're just
You
more
pop,
likely to get killed in police brutality,
you
bro.
pop estrogen pills, bitch. Shut up.
You're poor.
wait, no, the
Make
scan
more
gives
money.
context that makes
Make
it
more money
less
than you, bitch. We
worse
go
than I
back to
even
back.
thought. Okay, wait, check general.
Send
It
it in
should send in a
scans.
second.
Bro, you fucking...
Wait, no, Haram, he's gonna rat. He's still gonna like question it. Like we already know, but okay. So we see this. It says that
Okay, so the strategy,
for
guys, is
speed
when
and
anyone
precision,
disagrees
you're
with you
taking.
on
Wait,
any
retard,
interpretation,
retard.
you
Let
say
me
they're
finish
a rat,
giving the
and then just
argument.
hope for the
Dumb
best.
bitch, dumb bitch. Why are you being an ape? I get that you learned Spurging from Despise because he beat the fuck out of you, like, by Spurging, right? And you have to copy him because he's your father.
No,
but
I'm trying
like,
to mimic you because I'm black. I'm trying to mimic you because you're black, bro. That's why I'm acting like an ape.
You pop estrogen pills.
Okay, yeah. So he literally says, "Wait. I can't hear anything at all in my left ear. My right arm has no feeling. It has strength, but for how long?" He's questioning how long it'll even have strength. Obviously, these
Oh, why is
injuries
he popcorn
affect
reading?
them significantly, right? And then when we see the chains, we also see your technique, precision falls. When you keep going like that, your speed drops. Your muscles stain and they get heavy. So obviously, all of this is just indicating the fact that these injuries are significant impairment. That should be really clear. Like he's questioning whether or not he's even gonna
I
have
agree.
strength in
There's
general.
significant impairment. This doesn't literally attack anything. Are you
Yo,
just
you're
saying your
retarded.
interpretation?
How does that
Is
not
your
attack anything? Prove that,
Is your
retard.
interpretation just that they have significant nerfs? I agree they have significant nerfs. I also agree that it's based off of a time limit. Sure, I just don't think that typically in Demon Slayer, the nerfs are going to be massive because they have such great stamina conserves. No. Stamina reserves, not conserves, sorry. That's what I meant to say. Like, eventually, no shit, they're gonna get, like, beat the fuck up. Like, it might not even be, like, a difference of, like, high-end rel to, like, mid-end rel. It might, like, be high-end rel to, like, a low-end rel, or, like, extreme-end
Brother, okay, well,
rel
I'm
to,
not
like,
gonna help you
low-end
out,
rel.
but you,
Might
you
be a
didn't
major nerf.
you didn't show empirics for a certain thing that you're supposed to do. Do you want to move on? Because you just did not attack shit.
I know, dumbass, shut the fuck up. Hold on.
So you're not gonna show empirics? You're just gonna like get
I'm
destroyed?
addressing your argument piece by piece. You know how
Yeah,
arguments
no,
have
no, no. But
pieces? I'm
you
taking
addressing my
one
argument
piece and
is
then I'm going to talk about the
contingent on
other
something that
piece.
you were supposed to prove prior that
Yes,
you never ended up proving.
yes. I'm responding to your counter interpretation. I'm trying to say that your counter interpretation doesn't even go against my position. Okay, but I'm
You're
also
saying
going
it
to grab
doesn't
the
go
evidence.
against it because typically
Oh
wait,
my
retard, chill,
god.
chill, chill.
Oh
You're
my
saying
god.
typically in Demon
This guy's a
Slayer
spurg.
they
This
don't
guy's a
get weaker,
spurg.
right? Or they don't get significantly weaker. Or no, not significantly, but you're saying that it's a
Isaac,
low end or
I'm
mid
gonna
end thing
grab you an
typically, right? Then you
empiric, and
haven't
these
shown
guys
empirics.
usually staying relative. Yes. Also, dumbass, you said you were gonna repeat it, but then you accidentally repeated it anyways. So you literally just gave me like help by mistake, which I already didn't need, but you helped me anyways because you suck. You can't track.
No, I just figured I had
Nice.
to hold your hand because like that's what I've been doing the whole conversation.
Yeah, bro. For sure. Okay. So. Yeah, TLDR, I'm just gonna make this brief. This scan, like your counter interpretation, doesn't even go against what I'm saying because I actually would agree with you. It is a major nerf, but it's based off of a time constraint. If they reach the time constraint, then they're literally just going to like lose. Like no shit. But these guys are superhumans. They can fight for like hours upon hours. That's the
Yo,
point.
you're retarded. You mistracked another point. Wow.
What did I mistrack? That's not true. But what did I mistrack?
Wait, it's not true. Why?
Because that
Okay, wait, no,
specifically
this is the
was your
strat. Every time
point.
he mistracks, what he does, he tries to slip in
Oh,
questioning
this
why he
guy wants to
mistracked.
meta debate me at
Like,
6:27 in the morning, man. This guy really wants to get his 2 cents in. Nice.
well, I mean, I think that we can just like move on because like you didn't like address what I said.
Okay, so there was no
This
mistrack,
nigga's
there was
ass,
no
bro.
misaddressal. We're just gonna save face and move on. Nice. So I'm gonna grab you the empirics for what you asked for, buddy. Right? So you're
Did you
just
want to
gonna
move
like
on or not,
agree.
retard?
You're just gonna agree, right? Because you asked me for empirics as well, and I'm still gonna prove that claim. I didn't forget, dumbass. That if I literally just show you like a plethora of evidence of like characters going relative throughout like an entire fight, even as they progressively get weaker because they are humans, of course, and they are receiving, major nerfs like you versus Akaza, for example, that there literally just is sufficient evidence to say that even if you do fight someone in Demon Slayer, even for a great amount of time, or to make it more specific, the duration of time for an entire fight or whatever fight we're talking about, since a great amount of time sounds a little arbitrary, then these characters are still going to be relative before and after. They're not going to be a speed bliss level below. And if that's true, there's going to be evidence in favor for the Muzan point. The reason why we brought this up to begin with, which you probably forgot about, was because I was trying to say,
Yo, we
like, even
question
if these
back.
guys
Wait.
are nerfed, I'm reiterating my argument. I'm not using my argument to prove my argument. No, that's not what I'm doing.
Okay, so you're
I'm using
monologuing
other
instead of
stuff.
actually
I'm
saying
using
it.
other stuff external to my argument to prove my argument, but I'm repeating it to you so you understand where we're at. That's what I'm doing. Okay. Anyways. Yeah, TLDR, you heard what I said about the Muzan stuff, so I'm gonna grab that evidence of Giyu versus Akaza. Hold on.
Oh, you're a bitch.
I mean, they make this like 100 times more clear in the
You're
movie,
a
but
bitch.
Isaac, Giyu, and Akaza just go relative here. Do you agree? You were also trying to say in that scan it like portrays like a significant nerf, and while that is true, I just think Giyu is talking about the long run. I don't think like the scan is literally about to like talk about how like in the current moment he literally just has none of his former strength and he's just gonna lose instantly to Akaza. No. I agree he's nerfed. He's just not a speedless level below. He's still relative to his prior self and he's still relative to Akaza.
I mean, I know that that's your interpretation. Just I responded to that, and then you didn't like. You don't even know what my
You didn't
response is,
even
so I'm not
answer
gonna
my new
agree there.
question, dumbass. I asked you, is he going relative with Akaza? Is Giyu Tomioka going relative with Akaza?
Is he going relative with Akaza for the whole fight? Is that your thing?
No, in this scan. I pinged you with one scan. Why am I talking about the whole fight? No, I'm talking
Okay,
about
wait.
this
Let me
one
check it out.
scan.
Hold up.
Well,
Yeah, I think that he's just weakened
yo,
here
yo, yo,
too.
yo, 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 chill, chill, chill. Oshi, I agree he's decapitated, but I don't think Akaza really gets weaker, even if he's decapitated. I don't
I
think
think that
so.
he does because what Giyu says is he's so fast despite losing his head. So clearly, it's related to his speed. Or at least there's like a character indication of this. I mean, at face value, I would just take it to be that that is the case too, because like we just see Giyu saying it, and then there's no like contrary evidence against it. So, I mean, seemingly my credences are more aligned with that. Or if higher priors
Oh,
for it, just given the statement.
I think the reason why Giyu is saying that actually is because he's surprised that Akaza can move that quickly when he doesn't have eyesight. That's why I think he's saying that.
Okay, so
But I think
eyesight would hinder how quickly you would move then.
yeah, there's a thing called eye to hand coordination, right?
Okay, yeah, that's fine then. So he doesn't have his eyesight, then that should be something that's hindering him. Then like I don't care what you attribute it to. I'm just saying
No,
that it's likely to
I
hinder.
don't think he's nerfed. I'm saying that Giyu's gauge is kind of like
Wait, no,
maybe
but,
has
but
some
you gave
maybe
rationale
his
behind the
opinion
nerf, which
has
was the
some gauge
hand-eye
behind it, but
coordination.
he's kind of overall wrong. He's not that much slower. That's what I'm
But why is
saying.
he wrong though? I already gave you an argument for his credibility. I'm just saying like at
Okay.
face value, like if we see a character say something, typically, and there's no like in-story contradiction against it, we're just gonna take that statement to be true at face value, unless we have some sort of like overriding evidence against it. We just have higher priors for it.
I don't know if I'd like. I agree. I understand your general idea, but that kind of goes a little bit against like skepticism and like sort of like
How does it go
open-ended
against
like things.
skepticism? What?
Hold the fuck on, Isaac. That goes against some things. Like sometimes Isaac like oh my god, authors just write things into stories which are meant to be lies and misdirection to confuse the audience or to make like a story more ambiguous. So that sort of like you would probably say in response to that, oh well, that obviously is like evidence against it, but that's not necessarily evidence against it. Like I'm not talking about like Akaza actually just moving at full speed, even if he has his head lost, or we're talking about like another character who's a demon who moves at full speed, even though their head is like lost, it's removed from their body. I'm saying like if an author like literally puts things into a story which are meant to be ambiguous, while that might not be evidence against like a specific claim and a story being true, it might be reason enough to sort of question if like the author's actually trying to like portray the truth there,
Okay,
or if
wait.
they're
So
just trying to
I
like
think
add some
that goes
different
beyond just
consensus.
being
But
skeptic, and that
regardless,
goes.
hold on.
Hold up. I think that goes
Actually, I'll
beyond
let you
being
respond.
skeptic, and that's
Whatever.
more of like an unreasonable skepticism because we would never be able to tell whether or not it's ambiguous unless we have an indication of it being wrong, right? Or that the author was trying to mislead us. I can agree that sometimes the author does have this counter incentive, but I believe that's typically when we have an indication. If there's no indication, then like we
What do you
just have
mean
no way
we?
of actually determining that. And then you could be skeptical on like any character statement that way, which I don't think you want to lead into global skepticism about a character statement. That's
Oh,
like
actually, I do want to lead into that. I think you can be skeptical about like literally any character statement. I don't know why you're saying that like that's a bad thing. That's not even a reductio. That's the beauty of interpretations. You can be skeptical on literally any point. Like what? But regardless of that, you're probably gonna lead this into a thing of, oh well, I mean, you could be skeptical about this, you could be skeptical about that, this, and that. Like, no, that's not really where I'm going. I'm just saying, like, you don't have to kind of like take every statement to be like automatically true just because you're reading it. So I'm trying to disagree.
I understand that.
I'm trying to disagree if you're. Oh well.
Hold up. Wait. Let me address what you said. Okay, so you bring up the fact that like, okay, there's tons of character statements that may just be the author trying to mislead for some sort of like reason there, but then typically there would be a reason, like let's say like a plot twist, or not even a plot twist, just okay. Maybe there's some sort of nuance in the narrative that make it important for the author to do this, but like typically the author is not just going to mislead the reader for no reason. So presumably if there's no like highlightable reason for the author to actually mislead the reader, I agree this is something that you can be skeptical on. Yeah, what was the reason?
I gave you a reason. Literally just add different consensus in a story to make a story more ambiguous, because I don't know, that's something you want to add to a story because that's an in-story element they actually want, because they want a story that's more like ambiguous, maybe for like the sake of like a murder mystery story or whatever, or a story with, you know, just an unknown, you know, ending. There's like some mysteries in the story, like Gravity Falls, for example. Like, we don't know what the fucking journals do. We don't know where the journals came from.
Yeah, to add different consensus. Okay, so do you think he cares about doing that here? Like, I don't see why he would.
Okay.
I mean, I think that in some cases authors do care about that. I don't know,
I'm not arguing for that. Like here, like this is something that's being applied here. I'm just saying, like, I'm fine with that. Like, I'm fine with authors doing that sometimes. Like, this is not something I'm gonna just completely like.
Oh no! I'm saying authors do this at times, but only under certain conditions.
Isaac, I'm trying to disagree with your general rule. The general rule.
Wait, no. The rule that you gave me is just giving me another condition, which that's not even something that my position has to disagree with. It's just mutually inclusive.
I mean, if you want to say it's inclusive, then whatever the fuck. I mean, I thought the wording kind of was exclusive of it, but whatever. We can like talk about the other stuff. So, yeah, no, I think the reason why Guy was specifically saying that he's still fast despite losing his head is because he has an inaccurate gauge of what's going on, and the reason why he has that gauge is because he's going under the presumption that Akaza is going to be moving slower because he doesn't have his head anymore, so he doesn't have his eyes, so he doesn't have eye-to-hand coordination. But I don't think that matters, because Akaza literally moves like a blind man, where he doesn't need to see to still move well. Maybe he's got like that sixth sense or whatever. I'm not really sure, but for whatever reason, Akaza can obviously still move very well. Like, we literally agree on this. This is literally what this game is saying. He can move well even though he doesn't have a head. So he can't see, but he's still doing it. But I don't think it's him moving slower because for whatever reason when people lose their heads in Demon Slayer, for the demons they get slower, because if we talk about like Kokushibo,
what do you mean by moving well? Like just in moving fast? Yeah, sure, that's
like their physical
stats.
I'm gonna capturize your view here. I'm guessing you think that when you lose your head in Demon Slayer as a demon, you get deteriorated physical stats, yes or no?
Yeah. Or maybe not even deteriorated, but at least like it allows you to utilize your physical stats in a manner that's not as well. It could be either or.
Yeah, so another demonstration of this arguably is something that comes up with Akaza getting decapitated. They say that he's still somehow like moving this fast and doing all this even though his head is cut off. And
yeah, no. The way that I interpret that is that he's still fast despite getting slower. So if you're going to give like a different interpretation to that, okay, well, I mean,
hold on.
Sure, like you were the one arguing for your interpretation though. Like that's just kind of weird.
Oh, wait, hold on. I'm about to grab a statement for you. I also was like burping in the middle of me talking, so like I stopped there, but I wasn't really done. But hold on. Where's my ship?
Wait, Oshi, I did not say they're omniscient. You're so retarded. Like, genuinely.
Okay. So, look at what Guillaume says here. Keep attacking.
You didn't track at all, Isaac. Very unfortunate.
Wait, you're retarded as fuck. Do you want to debate? Retard. You fucking
Wait, just real quick, Haram, and I'll stop. Just real quick, Haram, and I'll stop. Reread what I said, and then see where within the text that links back towards you real quick. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'll reread it.
Yeah, it's in your best interest to reread that shit real quick.
Yeah, yo, are you okay, bro?
No, I'm okay. I just hate when retards just misread everything. You know, it's a selective autism. Very unfortunate.
Isaac, hold on. Let me just give you my interpretation real quick. So Gyomei looks at Kokushibo. Kokushibo just lost his head because Sanemi and him cut it off collectively together. He says, keep attacking. His head's just come off, so his body must be fragile. So, what I think is being assumed here is because when demons get their heads cut off, the rest of their body disintegrates. I'm guessing what happens there is because there's an influx of sun energy coming from the nutrient blades into their bodies through the neck. It's causing the overall body to get weaker once their heads get cut off. So their regeneration also slows down because obviously the rest of the body doesn't get hit by the nutrient blades, but the rest of the body still disintegrates once.
Okay, wait, that makes it better for me. So if the body grows weaker, then
hold on. You don't even know the interpretation. What are you attacking? Relax.
There you go.
So
My bad.
the reason why I think that these guys are both wrong here is because they think that these guys are going to get weaker because, you know, their like body has basically just been hit with an influx of like sun energy, so it's just going to get weaker because the sun is literally like kryptonite to demons. But these people have basically just overcome death by decapitation by regenerating their heads, even though it's just been cut off with the nutrient blades. So because of that, obviously the nutrient blades are no longer affecting them, because if it was, well, obviously they just wouldn't be able to regenerate because no demon can survive the sun. Like when a nutrient blade cuts through you, you don't survive it, you don't handle it, you literally just stop regenerating as much. Or
wait,
like,
is there any
and then
evidence
you
that
die.
Agza conquered the sun? Because I know that we know that. Well, I don't even know if we know that Koku did. Did he?
Wait, he doesn't. Wait, hold on. Just so we're clear, he doesn't conquer the sun. Like when you hear conquer the sun, you probably think it's like in the sense of like what Muzan does, not what Muzan does, but what Tanjiro does, where he's
Okay, do you think he's more resilient to the sun now? Like, I don't know if that's true either.
He's more resilient, but I'm specifically saying that like demons are weak when they get their heads cut off. I'm saying they've basically removed the weakness by figuring out how to regenerate quickly enough to where they can seal off that hole in their head. So that's why they're able to regenerate. That's why Akaza regenerates his head. That's why Kokushibo regenerates his head. And if that's
Okay,
true,
so you think it's based on how quick that they
if that's
regenerate?
true, this is the last part. This is the last part. This is the most important part. If that's true, then he shouldn't be nerfed there.
Okay, I don't know how you could prove that he can regenerate that quick to that extent, and that he's resilient to the sun. Like, are any of these things ever stated or indicated? Like, I mean, maybe in some type of like guidebook they are. I mean, I've never seen that in story, but I mean, I guess you can try to prove that.
It's not directly explained in the story, but it's a theory. I think it's very consistent with what's been explained throughout the story and everything, on all the demonstrations pretty much. But I'm not going to make like a universal empirical claim and then like you be like, oh, well, prove everything in the story. Like, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to say like it's consistent with a lot of things.
Yo, Mr. Chim, did you actually go reread what I said?
Oh, I will after we stop talking. Or actually, wait, Haram, do you mind if I just go read what Oshi said before? Because he wants me to reread it.
Yeah, I'll actually I'll actually just respond to it for you, so you actually know what I'm talking about.
You should probably do that later, because the moment you read
No,
that,
I believe you should do it now, since you wanted to be like a retard and just interject within the debate, just to address something that wasn't even geared towards him. So I do believe it should be addressed now. So, here, let me actually respond to it for you, since for whatever reason we just have poor reading comprehension and how conversations flow within a given text. So here, look, you click that, clearly respond to speed. So if that was me, you'll be mad. I say no. It's a given that characters are omniscient narrators. So where within the text did I link that back towards you, Isaac? Seems like a lack of reading comprehension. But go ahead.
Hey, bro, like, I didn't see it, but whatever. Okay, so Haram, as you were saying?
Yeah, TLDR, that's not directly explained in the story with an explicit statement. The only thing is, like, it's just a theory, but the theory is, like, very consistent with what we see. There's, like, a bunch of evidence and like, support
Okay,
of it,
but Bob, do you mean, like, it's consistent and more probable, or just consistent? Because I can grant the first
I'd
thing, and then that'll be fine.
Both.
Both, okay. I guess you can just show me, like, the evidence for the theory. Like, I mean, I'm willing to grant theoretical things if there's strong evidence for it, but it just depends.
Okay. Which specifically should I use for this? Okay. Would you agree with this first part at least, that demons just have a weak point? Where, like, one part of their body is more susceptible to nutrient blades than the other?
That one spot would be more susceptible than others. I mean, yeah, like their neck. Because if you cut off their neck, they just die. So yeah, that's trivial.
I don't think it's only the neck. I think Muzan actually has, like, he changed the spot of weakness in his body. Like, he made it
Yeah,
so it's
I'm
like
not sure
his
if that's
heart and
true then.
brain.
Besides the neck.
Well, they say, like, they literally say in the story that if they cut off, well, not cut off, if they cut all of his brains and hearts at the same time, he'd probably die. So,
Well, I think
what do
that's
you have to
just a
say to
weak
that?
spot in general. I don't know if that's like a spot that's I guess more susceptible to his actual like, or more susceptible to nutrient blades. I mean, like obviously your brains are gonna be a weak spot.
What?
Or no, his
Why,
brains are gonna
why
be a
don't
weak spot.
why don't they just target the brain and heart then? Then they won't have to attack the really tough neck. I think Muzan's just a special exception there, but there is like a universal rule that you have to have like a weak point as a demon.
I mean, maybe there is. What would this even like do for you though, bro? I don't. No.
I mean, it would just be evidence. Like, they attack all parts of his body. We see that when other parts of his body, like his arms, are cut, he can regenerate, but he's not going to die.
No, I'm
Like,
saying, why would this matter? Like, index to your argument.
because, okay, my argument postulates that we see that if a specific weak point, the neck in this case, is struck, then there's going to be an influx of sun energy sent into the demon's body, and then that's going to weaken the body, so they're not going to be able to regenerate fast enough. So they're just going to die. They're just going to burn to death. Okay. So in the Muzan case, they're saying if they strike every single part of his, not every single part, but if they hit every single one of his brains and hearts at the same time, he's going to die. So that's a weak point. They strike it. He won't be able to regenerate in time. He can regenerate his arms after they're cut off, when they're cut by sun nutrient blades, or other parts in his body when they're just cut by sun nutrient blades. Well, I don't have to say sun nutrient blades. I can just say nutrient blades, and then when those weak points are attacked, they literally just die. That's the point. That's the argument.
But why does it matter if there's weak points or not, though? Like,
It's literally just pattern recognition. I'm showing you a piece of data that's consistent with the other cases I'm talking about. I'm saying, like, this data.
no, I'm telling you, linked back to like the
better-
thing we were arguing about before. Like, I could grant that, and that'd be fine. Do you think it has any kind of like significant effect on my argument or relevant effect?
I think it has a significant effect. Yeah, because you were specifically trying to say, like, okay, this is the point. I'm trying to say, like, Hashira, like, not just Hashira specifically, but Demon Slayers, like characters in Demon Slayer, they fight, and throughout like the beginning to the end of the fight, these characters fight, and then they're relative at the beginning and they're relative at the end. We talk about the Giyu versus Akaza case. You're like, oh well, Akaza's nerfed, and I'm like, no, I don't think Akaza's nerfed, and I think they're literally just wrong because of this guess that they have, which is literally just disproven by the fact that the thing that would actually nerf them in theory, which would be that
oh
they're
no, but
struck
it
in
would
their
be
weak
only
point.
disproven if you show me like the evidence for your theory, though. That's the thing.
But I'm saying this is evidence.
Wait, that does not prove your theory. Do you want to move on?
Well, I mean, you could try to explain why it doesn't prove my theory. If not, we could just move on. But do you also want me to send the Muzan issue like cases to you, just in case, or no?
I mean, do you feel like it's necessary or?
I don't think it's necessary. I mean, it's
Okay,
better
yeah.
for me if
So
you just
the
accept
reason
them.
why that doesn't like prove what you're saying is you're just saying that there's more weak spots, and these weak spots they typically cause demons to grow weaker. But in the case of Akaza, he's just more resilient to the sun due to like whether or not it's his regeneration speed or just like how good his regeneration is now. He's just more resilient. Okay, so you're proving that there's weak spots, right? Or that there's more weak spots now rather than just the neck, but you're not proving the resilience thing. And then the resilience thing is the thing that's the main thing that your interpretation is predicated on. So obviously you're going to have to prove the conjunct of both in order to give evidence for your theory. Your theory literally just states the conjunct of both, right? So that's why I don't think it'd be sufficient into proving your actual theory. I mean, in the part that you're actually proving would just help me. If there's more weak spots, then like Okay, then Giyu's more justified in this claim.
Well, no.
And then my whole thing is Giyu is justified in this, right? So I mean,
no. My thing was sort of like I'm making a claim that like in Demon Slayer, the reason why the Fury works is because when you're hit in the weak point, then the influx of sun energy causes you to die. Your regeneration is no longer capable enough. You will die. It's not like an arm. You will die. Okay? So if I point out a case of Muzan, who is also hit on a weak point, he's going to get this massive influx of sun energy, then he will die. I don't need to grab evidence for him surviving because that wouldn't prove anything. Okay? That wouldn't prove anything at all. If I grabbed evidence of him surviving, then that would actually go against the point.
Okay, wait, so do you think it's predicated on your death exclusively? Like, or do you think the influx of sun energy?
It probably would have to be like predicated upon your death, yeah, because then like how it would kind of be hard to decipher.
Wait, but the influx of sun energy, even if it doesn't kill you, that can still weaken your body. No.
Well, yeah, but I was saying like yeah, it's possible, but I mean I think it would be hard to gauge. I mean, it's not like literally, it's not logically like necessary. Like it's logically possible.
I'm not saying it's logically necessary, dude, but.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying, like, it'd be hard to gauge. You know what I mean? Like, you could do it without it. I just don't.
Oh no. Really I mean, you're saying it's hard to gauge. I can give you reasoning why. So if, like, we literally know you have less cells from the sun, like, even if it's not something that's going to cause you to die, and you can regenerate that eventually, at least in the moment where you have less cells, then you're going to have like less muscular cells as well. I mean, presumably.
Well,
or
no,
like
I agree. I agree.
Not
I agree.
muscular. It doesn't have to be muscular. It could be like related to their bone structure as well.
Isaac,
literally anything.
Isaac, we've got to detach the theorization here from like evidence. Okay, I'm saying like your theory can work. I actually agree with that. I think it's possible. I think it makes sense. But,
no. I'm not saying it's possible. I'm saying we literally see them lose these relevant cells that would.
We would lose those cells, but if you're trying to use that evidence and that theory to prove that this thing would happen, if you wanted to go grab a piece of evidence like a demon getting their head cut off in Demon Slayer, visually I think it would be very hard to tell like this thing is actually gonna like happen here. All you would have is the theory. I don't think like the physical, tangible evidence off of what you're seeing with the feats would really prove it too well. That's why I'm saying like you probably just want to like see someone actually die rather than their regeneration speed getting slower.
I mean, let me just check the whole Akaza scenario, and then
you know this part isn't too important like at all, by the way.
I mean, I think that it is actually okay. So with Akaza, like we do see that he loses relevant cells, that would hinder him in a fight. So now this might sound like a crazy claim to you at first, but if you think about it, he just loses his entire brain and stuff like that, and then obviously your brain allows you to, fucking like I guess register or do stuff like that. Like, how do I put this in a way that doesn't sound?
Though. But demons obviously have a different physiology, which makes that so that's not as much of an issue or an issue.
Wait, do you think they have a different physiology such that their actions aren't like heavily influenced by like their brain or like their capacity to do actions aren't? Because I can agree in certain aspects they have a different physiology. So like maybe they can regenerate. They have all these superpowers.
I'll give you an answer to the question. I think like it requires the same mechanism that a brain would have, but I don't think like that's reliant on the fucking like flesh and bone in their head. I don't think it is.
Wait, so they have the same mechanism as a brain, but it's not the actual thing in their head. So what do you think is replacing it then?
I mean,
like complete head cannon.
The head. Wait, hold on. The head, like the actual brain, might be doing it, but they at least have one other, or that's the only mechanism which is not located in the head. It's caused by something else, which allows them to, think and move without it.
I mean, I can agree.
I don't know what this is, by the way, Isaac, because this isn't shown to us, but we literally see cases of like demons who are moving without like heads. So I don't know what to tell you.
I know. We see that with Akaza. So I grant that they're able to move, but whether or not they're able to think properly, that's like something that's ambiguous to me. So you're saying there's this other mechanism. How are you going to prove that, though? That's like ridiculous. Right, I don't know if it's ridiculous. Maybe it is true. It's like you said, like it's a theoretical thing. There's no evidence for it.
Do you agree that? I mean, I wouldn't assume that he's gotten stupor I wouldn't assume that he's become stupid at all, by the way, because this guy is like demonstrated like a bunch of stuff that just literally seems in line with someone who actually has like a fully functioning brain, or at least like a very well functioning brain.
But what did he show? Like we only saw short
He's-
interactions between him
dude.
and you.
Dude, you move, you think, you use techniques and everything. Like you physically move your body and use techniques that you've learned off of your memory from what I think is called the hypothalamus. Yeah, hypothalamus. Your body moves because of nerve signals sent from your brain to your brain stem to the rest of your body. Like he doesn't have a head. He doesn't have a brain stem. He can't send anything. Like he needs a different mechanism. So obviously, like, I'm also not going to assume it's different at all because that's literally like an additional assumption. Like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to assume there's a difference there. I'm going to assume
It's an
he's just as
additional assumption to assume what?
intelligent.
There's a difference in what?
To assume that there's a difference in intelligence at all.
Oh, okay, when you say that we see him using techniques, like maybe like this does seem very impressive for somebody that doesn't have a head. I agree. That doesn't mean he's at his full like cognitive capacity though. And then you're saying it's an assumption. I can give you
Yeah, I
motivation
know
for
it's
it.
not. It's
so.
not a necessity argument, by the way. It's a likelihood argument. It decreases the
Oh,
likelihood.
hold on.
of
No, no,
that.
no. It's the opposite. I think that it's likely that his brain, like functions
No,
are
I'm
impairing him in some
saying the
sort of way
argument
here.
that you were. I'm saying the argument that you were just attacking was not a necessity argument. Like you're saying, oh well, he's doing all these impressive things, but it doesn't have to mean that he doesn't have any diminished cognitive factors. But I'm saying like I'm not making a necessity argument. I'm saying
Okay, so
it's a likelihood
well, I
argument.
mean, clearly you can do these things without being at your cognitive highest, though. So, I mean, I don't know how it builds likelihood.
You can move and use martial arts techniques without a brain. Without a
Or,
head.
I mean, wait. Listen. You can't do that without a brain.
What the
Obviously, what he's doing
fuck?
is impressive for somebody that doesn't have a brain. I just don't think he's at his full, right? So I'm not saying he's not, um, I guess, like better than a normal person would. You wouldn't even be able to do anything if your head was cut off, right? But I just don't think that his cognitive functions are at their highest. This whole thing.
Okay, I should probably be quiet because it's early in the morning. But I mean, this is the more important thing I'm going to talk about. I think it's an additional assumption to assume that his like intelligence and his ability to think has gotten worse. So did you
It's an
hear that?
additional assumption to say that his thinking's gotten worse, as you said.
Yes. So I think it's less likely because you're assuming there's a difference. There's,
Well, I
the
already
data
gave you
is
an
moving in
argument
a
for that,
different
right? So he
direction.
has his brain that presumably, you said he has different physiology, but it seems like he is governed by his brain. Like he was literally a human before. The only thing that changed about his physiology is the fact that he turned into a demon, and then he gains all these powers and
A
regeneration and stuff like
completely
that.
separate creature, like you're understanding it, like you're saying, oh, it's not that important, but that's something that you have to assume for
No,
your
He
position.
literally was a human, and then he got turned into a demon. That's the thing, though.
Yes, I know, but you're
No,
saying, oh,
but we see when he gets turned into a demon, the things that change about him don't seem to be like his entire physiology changing. It just seems to be the regeneration, the new powers, the new
externally,
techniques.
well, externally he doesn't get like tentacles or whatever, cool, but we don't know about the internals. I don't think the externals really build too much probability either, especially when we know that the internals are vastly different. If anything, the internals being vastly different raises the likelihood for his insides being much different. But regardless, you're
So
also
the
understanding it.
internals are
Like
different. Like in what way? Because
I understand Isaac. I understand that you're literally saying like he just became a demon. He just got these abilities. He can now use compass needle. He can now use shockwave attacks.
okay, but wait,
He
but
can
I
now
can give you an
regenerate.
internal
But
assessment as well. Like
you have to assume that
wait,
for your
dude.
interpretation to work, you have to assume that he
Hold
doesn't
up.
change that much for it to work. So that's not really a
Wait.
good
I think
argument.
it's just like a strong like inductive thing here because like even when you look at his internals, like we see that blood comes out of him, and then the blood seems to function the same as a normal human. We see that there's veins in his body as well, um, stuff like that, etc. Like, and then at least from the internals that we can actually assess and the externals that we can assess, they all seem to be similar, right? So, I mean,
Well, unless it's the type of data that like would be exclusive under the view, I don't think it's going to be like
what do you mean by exclusive?
likelihood increasing. Like unless you specifically give me data, like you show me that he has this doohickey in his fucking like stomach that says, if you lose your head, you become dumb, or something of that sort. I don't think you're gonna actually show me anything that raises likelihood of your view triumphing mine. I don't think you're gonna be able to do that at all because
Okay,
it's
well, when you say
also
that it's not
expected. It's
exclusive, like
also
that'd be you saying it's expected under your
it's also
hypothesis as well. Why?
it's also expected under my hypothesis because it's literally just a view that's inclusive of the belief that he has like a vastly different like internal mechanism which allows him to just think perfectly oh my god, capably well while losing his head. Literally exactly the same way. It's still expected. It's not less expected.
I mean, well, then you'd have to assume he had like two brains, then, right? Would you? Or you just don't even think he has a brain in the front?
Oh, well, you don't have to assume he doesn't have a brain, but I mean, he has to have at least like another mechanism or two mechanisms. Like he has one mechanism which isn't in his head anymore. It's not a brain. Or he has a second mechanism which just replicates the functionality of the brain, which allows him to do all that stuff.
Well, I do think that there's a mechanism that's allowing him to replicate while he's having his head cut off. But I don't know if that's like him having like another brain there, and then I don't know what that would do for you either. It's like kind of weird.
It doesn't have to be another brain. It just has to mimic the function. But I know what you mean. What would that do for me? I mean, so you're trying to say Akaza's nerfed here. That's the whole point. Because like the evidence here is literally just that like Giyu is relative to Akaza. Okay, you're trying to say that Akaza's nerfed, so it doesn't really like indicate that Giyu was relative before. Akaza's not getting weaker, but
What chapter is this panel?
now
Because I gotta see the
now
context.
Akaza actually is weaker. You're trying to use that to refute the whole point about like how characters like they get weaker or they go relative for an entire fight, but they're still relative to their prior selves, which I'm using as evidence for the white hair Muzan thing. What chapter is the what?
I just want to see if there's any context behind this specific thing that you're showing.
With Akaza moving? Yeah, sure. I'll grab you this chapter.
No. When Akaza's fighting Giyu, while they're like both nerfed or something, or like you don't think that Akaza's nerfed?
Yeah,
Whatever.
that's what I just said. Yeah, that's what I just said. Yeah. Okay, here's Weep Central, and it's 153 and 154. Topic. Duma, we're doing Tanjiro versus Kokushibo.
Which version of Tanjiro and who has it?
I have Tanjiro, he has Kokushibo.
Oh shit, 13th form.
Yeah, I have 13 form.
Oh.
Wait, okay, so I don't even think that I need to look at the context. Don't you think that he could just be becoming stronger near death? Like we literally have a statement about them becoming stronger near death. No.
Wait, sorry, I didn't have my headphones on. Could you just repeat like the last 5-10 seconds?
Yeah, don't you think that Giyu could be becoming stronger near death here? Like we have certain statements about like characters when they're like on the brink of death in like a dire situation, they grow stronger against like a demon or something.
Well,
We see this as well. We see this against Goku. We see this with Goku and Agaza. We see this with Shinobu and some other people. I mean, yeah, you bring up pattern recognition. Okay, well then there's a clear pattern here.
Releasing explosive power on the brink of death. Well, in those cases, like.
Yeah, we're told to even grow stronger as well. Like not even just releasing explosive power.
In those cases, you see stuff like Tanjiro, like, literally fighting Muzan on his own, which I'm sure everyone thought like he couldn't do before, and he literally unlocks the 13th form. Like it's a massive transformation, and I don't want to sound like I'm question begging where I'm saying like Giyu just isn't having a massive like transformation or getting massively stronger just to prove that Giyu isn't getting much stronger. But
yeah, that would be the sort of question begging, you know.
That would be question begging. That's why I'm not saying it, dumbass. Yeah. So pretty much, when you look at the evidence, you see like Rengoku like literally huffing and puffing. He's not even moving really. To him, like performing like exponentially better. And we see Shinobu like huffing and puffing, like on the verge of death. Like she's literally about to die. Like she literally has like a massive cut through her collarbone, into her ribs, into her lungs. Like, it's terrible. It's terrible. It's a massive, like, injury. We see them basically performing nothing to them performing a lot. But with Giyu, we see him performing, we see him going relative, we see him actually fighting, to him fighting. So I don't think the transformation there is as massive to where we can actually say that it would be expected there, because the features aren't present. They're not the same features in both cases.
Okay, so do we see him going relative outside that instance after he gets all the holes put into him? Because we literally see, like, it's stated, by the way, Akaza puts 100 holes into him. You don't think that's like some sort of sign of like a significant?
No, that's not true. That's not true. He sends out 100 blows. We don't know if all of those blows put a hole in him, or if.
Oh no, yeah, that's not true. Not all of them had to, but clearly there's several holes in his body. We see that bare minimum. That's pretty significant, right? Like,
well, there's 5 punches. I don't know if there's holes. I mean, if you want to say there's an indentation, sure, but a hole like that sounds more like a strict thing. That sounds much more like rough. That sounds like you're literally. Like,
actually, wait, let me check if there's holes in them or not. Let me see.
I doubt you can find a panel of us being able to see through Giyu. Like, you can't find that. That doesn't exist.
Okay, so you think that there's some sort of required transformation? That's your argument here? Or like, not even required, but some sort of expected transformation? Like, it's shown that they're doing shit before and then they do better.
A really drastic change in performance. I don't think Giyu meets that here. Like, readily apparent.
Okay, but I'm saying that may just be due to the sequence, right? So it might be because Giyu and Akaza fight, and then like there's like a pause in between when he gets him.
The features are absent either way, though.
Yeah, but if the features are absent due to a cause that's like external from the norm, right?
Though, like how are you gonna know that that's actually the
no, but I'm explaining like a way that the features can be absent without it like actually affecting the induction. The rates. I'm saying that the features are absent due to this thing. Like maybe there's pausing in between when he's fighting him, and no, I think there actually is actually like. But let me check.
Like they shift to like the perspective of Tanjiro. I'm sure they do that.
Yeah, no. So they shift to Tanjiro's perspective. I think that's why. In these other fights, we don't see another fighter that's helping them there. Right. So. I mean, clearly that explains. Wait. Hold on. That explains the feature shift in a way in which it doesn't actually have to affect the induction. That's the whole point.
I mean, Isaac, you just gave me a possible explanation for how we could fit it. I don't think it raises likelihood, though, because, like, I mean, sure, you could say, like, the features could still be present, but, like, I need to see them. I need to see Giyu just unable to move like Shinobu and Rengoku were, and then now he's going, like, relative with Akaza and going crazy. Like, I don't see that with Giyu. That's the problem. I don't see that visually with me. And like, if I don't see that, even if you want to say that could be there, then I don't have the priors, I don't have the observations to be like, okay, the pattern is repeating here. Giyu is now doing what happened with Rengoku and what happened with Shinobu. So how am I going to know that?
So there's nothing to actually suggest that he's down. I mean, wait, hold up. Did I just go on fucking? There's no way.
Yo, he showed his face and he's ugly as shit. Yo, you're ugly as fuck. Yo, why are you so fucking ugly, bro? Goddamn.
Yeah.
Yo, his principal slapping the shit out of him for debating before class.
I'm done with school. What?
Yo, you're shirtless too, bro. You got caught lacking. Yo, Oshi, bro. Chopped, shirtless. His principal was slapping the shit out of him, bro. Like, yo, I actually can't. That's hilarious. Wait, where are you? What are you doing?
I'm looking for. I'm trying to check something in the chapter.
I'm in IRL, bro. That's what. I don't even mean in the debate. Like, I mean like IRL. Like, what are you doing?
Oh, I'm in my house.
Bro, I think I got a bad glimpse of your house or something. I thought you were like in like a school hallway for a second. I was tripping.
Wait, why would I debate you in the school hallway, nigga? What?
I don't know. You seem like the type, but you know.
I've never debated in school. No, fuck no.
A7, bro. They said. Oh, she said they're going extreme high diff relative.
I don't think so. No. Like, I mean, I think we talked about a lot of points, so maybe it comes off as that, but I don't know. If you're not listening,
Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I've been having like a back and forth of my head, like the trio of like Future, Hermes, and Isaac. Like I
Bro,
can't
I
tell who's like the
lie. I
best or what's
lie.
the assortment of
I
them.
lie. Hermes, we don't give a fuck, bro.
Yeah, I can't lie, bro. Like you sound like a bitch. I don't know. You talk like this, like in the halls, man. Like you so bitch, man. You're just a fucking bitch. Like you're just a fucking dirty hoe.
Shut up, nigga.
Oh yo, oh shit, I didn't say anything, bro. He's slandering, man. Like, oh, he over here slandering, man. He's slandering.
Pop estrogen pills.
You pop Viagra pills. You gay as hell, pussy ass nigga.
You pop estrogen pills.
You suck dick like this on tomorrow, fuck nigga. That's why, man. I don't know, like, I talk shit about you a bunch, bro, but low key, you one of my favorite people in this server. Like, I just wanna give you that love and
I don't fuck with you at all.
satisfaction. You don't mean that, bro.
Bro.
Over here lying and shit, like, you don't fucking mean that.
Bro. There's something wrong with you, bro.
I don't know what your mom ate when she had you, bro, but she must have ate something disgusting. Just fucking nasty.
Hello, honest. Hey, okay, bro. Bro, what is your fucking profile pic? Isn't that the guy from Hunter x Hunter? Yes, bro. Zushi, man.
But
Wait,
wait, Isaac, what skins do you need, bro? I know Demon Slayer more than you, bro. Like, I know you're a LARP, like, I can get you the skins.
I'm not a LARP. I've read it, bro.
I know you're not a LARP, I'm just a dickhead, but, what do you need?
Wait, okay, so what I'm trying to look for is, I guess, his reaction after he gets injured. Or no, I think we've already went into this. Okay, so you brought up the indications with Shinobu and Rengoku, and then you said that, like, heavy breathing, stuff like that, and then they were barely able to fight. So you don't think the chain thing can be used as an indication for significant injury or being near death either?
No, because I told you this earlier, I literally just think it's gonna be like a prolonged battle thing. And also,
Oh,
like,
no. Wait. But here's the
also
thing.
another
Wait,
thing though,
hold on. I know that you're saying it's a prolonged battle, but I think that, like, I forgot to point out a crucial detail. Okay, so he says this while he's fighting Akaza, and then, like, we literally see him make a statement about himself as well. Okay, he says that I can't hear anything at all with my ears, so he can't hear anything in his ear. My right hand has no feeling. He has no feeling in his right hand. And then he also says that he has strength, but he doesn't know how long he's going to have strength. So not only is he making that general statement, but then he makes a statement about himself in relation to it afterwards. So clearly it's a present tense statement as well.
well, it's talking about the present tense, but I think it's just talking about like his worries in the present tense with the injuries he's already accumulated and the worry of like what's gonna happen in the future. Like, how weak am I gonna be in the future? I don't think it's saying like in the current present tense he's like actually that weak.
He literally makes a present tense statement, though. He says, my right hand has no feeling.
Yeah, and I think even though his right hand has no feeling, he's still strong enough to be relative to his prior self.
You don't think that, like, your right hand having feeling is significant to applying strength?
IRL, yes, not in Demon Slayer. These are superhumans. They don't abide by real world principles like that. Like they apply to some, but like not all. Just one of the ones I think
What?
they don't apply to.
Okay, so things like muscles and or, like, I guess the functions of your joints and stuff, that doesn't apply to them? Or, like, the
Not as
limits of
much.
muscles?
Not as much. Yeah, no, they just don't have these limits. Like these guys can literally flex their muscles enough to keep their internal organs from spilling out. Like I'm really like on board with thinking they can do a bunch of crazy shit.
I mean, irregardless of this interpretation, I think that I got the other thing through, and then like we've been talking a while. Do you want to just like move on? I mean, this point I don't really care about arguing about it.
Do you agree? Pretty much like if the people that are fighting like Muzan are like relative to their prior selves from their prior fights, like Gyomei's relative to Koku fight, Gyomei, Giyu is relative to Akaza fight, Giyu, Tanjiro, Igoro's relative to Nakami fight, Igoro, like Mitsuri, like all the people, like if they're all at least like, I don't know if I want to get too much into quantifications, but like pretty much you just like agree like if they're relative to their prior selves, like Muzan just has higher assertions.
I mean, if that's the case, yeah, but I just don't grant that they're relative to their prior selves.
So that would just be contingent off the previous point then, like whoever wins that, like wins
Yeah,
like,
okay.
if this character has the higher assertion. Okay, do you just agree that like Tanjiro goes relative to this version of Muzan? Yeah, I think you did earlier. I just want to get like confirmation because I've forgotten.
Wait, I thought you said it would be contention on the prior point. Are you saying that if I brought up a different contention as well? No, I don't think I ever contended him being relative to the version of Muzan that he fought afterwards. You know?
So Tanjiro is not relative to that version of Muzan? I mean, like, how is he like reacting to him?
No,
Like, how is he
I'm saying
tagging
he
him?
is relative to him. I'm saying I didn't contend
I'm
that.
sorry, I
It's just-
wasn't listening. My fault. Yeah. Oh well. So I mean, I guess it's just like pretty much like if the points were won, then like Muzan has higher assertion, Tanjiro scales to him. Muzan's going all out, so Tanjiro just beats Kokushibo, or no? Do you? I mean, do you need to go into like their fighting styles or anything, or like their or anything else about them? Like I think if Tanjiro just has better stats, like he probably just stat diffs Koku. Unless he wanted to argue like maybe like Koku could like outskill him. I don't know.
Sorry, what?
Like I think Tanjiro is just gonna stat diff Kokushibo and then cut off his head and kill him. Okay. Are you fine if that is a win condition? My character cuts off your character's head because Tanjiro outstats him.
I'm
and then
fine with that as a
Tanjiro just
win
wins.
condition. I just don't think you got the previous points through. Do you want to like end the debate? Whatever.
Yeah, that was actually a good
Okay.
debate. Look, well, let me talk to you about some new shit.